Hey guys, Psychic here, and welcome back to another episode of Roguelike Adventures in Dungeons 2 with me. Hello, the cockatrice is being a little noisy, but that's okay. I have so many chickens. They're so loud. But anyway, so this is after the last episode. I do know what I did. It's been a hot minute in my world of time, but we did a dungeon. Dungeon went pretty good. A little slow, but pretty good. And then at the end, I was like, hey, maybe we should actually start working on a farm. Because I do have one at Old Home, but with New Home, I don't. And even though I kind of enjoy being able to go back to Old Home a lot, I think we need a bigger farm. And, just kind of fill out the castle a little bit. Because currently this is the farm we have here. And it is functional. I do really like it. I don't have any source of meat, but somehow I've gotten so many fish, and I don't really remember doing that. Kitty, kitty cat, kitty, kitty, kitty cat. Hey, Saber. And Pokey. Yeah, I probably need to bring those over to the, there anyway. But yeah, so this is like the little mini farm we have going on here, and I kind of want to keep the same vibe in the castle, but I do want a building to go with it that's kind of like that. We might actually be able to do something similar, but I haven't 100% figured it out because we have, I'm not going to say like a problem, but there is definitely a problem. I hope that wasn't a dragon I just saw through there. I hope that was just the sun. Anyway. So, we built or finished the walls not too long ago. I am really proud of them. I am really happy of them. But one of the things you may notice is from the outside, they look great. From the inside, they're a little short. And I'm trying to figure out, I have one of two options that I could do. So one, if we hop over here, haha, to my drawing, yeah, you can see that. This was our original plan for the castle. So we have, if I go ahead and get a different color, we have completed the walls, we have completed the castle, we've got this front part done, and we have somewhat of a mine, like in this rough area here. Right there, somewhere. I'm not sure. But we haven't done any of the other things, and my fear is because the walls are short, I want our farm to be here. Which is not big. I think if we hop back on over here, I've never recorded doing the screen change, so I'm sorry if that's jarring. But I think roughly, like, if we look at our map here, right where I'm standing is where the farmhouse would be. And because the walls are so short, I don't want them to be, like, peeking too far over. Like, that's supposed to. Because that's supposed to be kind of, like, big and, demanding? Sure. I don't really want it. Like, a little bit of the roof peeking over is fine. But from the level that we're at now, we're at level 120. And the tops of my walls are level something. 124. So it's not actually that tall. And like I said, I don't mind if it peaks a little bit over, but they definitely can't go any taller than, like, maybe a block or two above this. So if this is 126, 128 would be my highest. So my building can really only be 8 blocks tall. From that particular standpoint. I am thinking I'm going to go ahead and just take another layer of dirt down. I don't really need this to be tall, so that'll still give me a little bit of a boost, but I have to figure out how to do a building that is roughly only about 8 or so blocks tall. Which is doable. I'm just not 100% sure how we're going to do it yet. I can eat some more carbs. Because let's go, a lot of jumping back and forth. But if we go back over here to home, because like I said, I really do like both of these buildings, actually. I really, really like them. But this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 would be that block there. So, and I think this is 10. So, I mean, we could probably get away with 10, especially if I bring that one block down on the dirt. So, but we couldn't go any bigger than this. Though, to be fair, it's just a farmhouse. It doesn't have to be huge. It cannot be this size. Even though I would love to have that type of thing, this is too big. Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, this is probably 12 blocks tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sure. Maybe we can do something like that. Maybe I'm freaking out for no reason. I guess 8 blocks is taller than I thought it was. In my head, I'm like, oh, that's short. Maybe it's not. Maybe we could do something similar. Okay, but we do have to also figure out a block palette. I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna go back. Like I said, bunch of jumping back and forth. I have just hit record. So, let's bring this down just another block. We're gonna have to repair the walls over here since we're doing that real quick, but let's just go ahead and do that. I think that's good enough for now. I didn't do the whole bit, but that's not important because right where I'm standing right now is about where the building would go roughly anyway. So, I apparently have never gathered certain of these seeds, which is good for me. I've never had onion, wherever that may be. There it is. Nor have I never had sweet potatoes. In-game. I've had both of those in real life. But yeah, so now that's great. And let's see how much I can shove. I did not empty out my backpack from the dungeon. Yay. Okay. We'll do that, and then I think I could put a lot of this into my building pack. Do I have room for dirt? I have room for dirt. There we go. So much dirt. Alright. So now we have to figure out kind of a rough idea. So I liked what we have at Old Home, and I'm not going to sit here and say I know history. I do not. But if I would like to make an assumption, I think we're building our castle a little backwards. Where I would like to imagine that most castles... Oh, I feel like I'm wrong. In my head, which is probably wrong, most castles start out as like a little area to live, and then you kind of build the walls around it as that's developed. Rather than building the walls and then trying to shove things in there later. Now, I know that's wrong for some castles, because a lot of castles are built specifically for wartime, so they're built in a certain way to do that, not just to have, like, a town. Don't look at me. Don't quote me on anything I ever say. This is just how I'm gonna pretend that this works. Anyway, so I kind of want to keep, like, the inner parts that are not wall or keep related to be a little bit more, like, with wood rather than stone. I do want to incorporate stone, but I want them to be kind of feel a little bit more old and not so focused on fortitude. Is that the right word? Sure. And I do kind of want to keep the feel, though, of, like, using wood that is in our vicinity. So I definitely want to try to use this Skyrus wood. And I know it's going to be blue. It's going to be pretty bright. And I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to have, like, a huge focus on it. But, like, the roof is blue, and it works pretty good up there. But it's just, like, a little teeny tiny accent. Where with, everything else, I don't know yet. But let's figure out a color palette. Where is my building? So I want to use the Skyrus. I got a mixture of that, and then I want the actual planks too. So boop and boop. Those are two of the blocks that I kind of really want to use. Now I also really liked. So we have dark oak. I do like dark oak, but I think the next closest wood to us, other than the Skyrus, is this coniferous, and I think that's all fir trees. And I have fir tree here. And that comes off more of like an oak color-ish. I don't have oak to compare it to, I don't think. Oh, no, I do. This is oak. Yeah, it's like not quite as yellow. It's got like a slight pink undertone. Sure. But we could do something, I think, with this. I'm not 100% sure how yet, though, because I don't want both of these. Okay, here. I'm gonna have all 4 of these here. And we gotta figure out what looks better. Would it look better to have more of this with this background? Or would it look better to have this? No. I didn't click there. This with this background. Both are good, but I think I'm leaning towards this. And I think it's just, I have some weird preference towards darker wood tones. This feels like you kind of threw 2 things together where somehow these, I'm wondering if it's because they're both like more of a muted color. I don't know, they feel right. So I think I'm gonna go with that. It just feels right. Eh. I have an axe. I could use it. Okay, so that's gonna be that. So we're definitely gonna need to get a lot more fur, but I know we have a ton of scars, so I'm not too worried about that. So both of these can be put away like that, and then I've got those 2 as my main 2 color blocks. So again, we'll do that and do more of a blue tone there. Do we want any stone? The problem is we are surrounded by stone, and I don't exactly want things to blend too much. So I kind of am gonna lean away from using stone, I think. Especially because, like I said, I want to keep things a little bit more on the older end, and when I'm looking at, like, reference pictures for a lot of medieval type housing, you do have wood, you do also have stone, but I just kind of, I'm leaning away. Now, should I, because I really just like spruce, and we can also pretend that that's kind of like an imported wood. Because I've been using it in the mine. It's also been used in these towers for a lot of it. Well, also the dark oak. But you see, like, my bridge there is spruce. We could also throw some spruce in there to help kind of, like, balance. Because, like I said, I don't want the blue to be too overpowering. What we can do is either I can just have the blue roof like I have on my castle, but then the rest of it's gonna appear a little bit more like a normal building. But that might be fine, actually. Okay, I think we've got a rough color palette down, and what we're gonna do now is just kind of like play around a little bit. See what we want to do when it comes to how I want this to be built. Because like I said, I kind of want to not mirror, what's the word? Echo off of Old Home a little bit. I guess echo's the right word with that. And just kind of see how that goes and where it takes us. So let's go ahead and do that. And we land on this. Okay, I lied about a lot of things in my initial planning. So first I was like, I'm not going to use stone. I use diorite. It's technically different. I use it very sparingly just in this part and that part on the other side of the building, I think. So I think it's fine. It's like a weird middle ground between the gray and the white. I don't have to justify myself. It looks nice. And it is a little tall. So, but I think it's shorter still than like the barn that we have back at home by just like a couple blocks, because this is 3 blocks tall instead of 4. And then this ended up being like the roof. I did this part starting on 1 block instead of 2. So it should be like 2 or 3 blocks shorter. But I did check. I ran around the castle real quick. And I did check to make sure that it is sticking above the walls a little bit, but not in a way that I feel is overwhelming. So I'm happy with it, because like even over here, you can't see it here. And then if you go to this side, you could just barely see the top of it. So I think that's okay. I'm gonna accept it as it is, and I think it's okay. Like I say, you could just barely see the top, and I think that's kind of where I was aiming to go to. I keep moving my hands like y'all can see me. You cannot. So if I stop moving, that's what's going on. But anyway, I'm really happy with it. I kind of went with the vibe of like, okay, maybe we started out with this like little shack, and this was all that we had for a while, and then we built this ensuite, sure, additional building on it that's a little bit more stronger. It could be used for like proper storage and stuff. Now obviously I haven't completely finished it. There's a couple pieces here and there that I'm like a little forgetful about, but I think we landed on something good. And after only like an hour and a half, I've like, that's pretty fast for me to like knock out a building that I like. So I just gotta finish up in here, and I think in here I'm gonna do like a one of these. I'll do a one of these. Oops. I would also have to fill this out. I have a lot of extra diorite, so I think, where did I put my backpack? I'll just like fill these in, just so we don't have a ton of empty space and things won't be able to spawn, because that is always the fear, is things spawning. Anyway, I'll do, is this visible anywhere? No. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy the blue that I have. So that way, that's what you see. And then I must still do this. Perfect. So that's all filled out. Okay. I know I'm mumbling, sorry. I try not to do that a lot, but I end up doing it a lot anyway. It's like, I know I'm talking to y'all, but in my head I'm also still talking to myself, so I'm like, I just can mumble. I'm sorry. So, again, there's no, like, fleshed out details yet. This is just kind of like the rough, like, I don't think I put this dark oak on the back of this quite yet, which is not super important. Though if I don't do it now, I will forget, so 1 second, please. Sure, we'll do 10. That sounds about right. 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Does that look different depending on if it's up or down? I don't know, but I'm gonna fix that because just in case there's that little detail. There we go. So I do want to put some stuff around here, vegetation-wise, and if we remember back to our game plan now, this is a lot bigger of a building than I think our thing. Where is it? Where are we? Yeah. Because here, it was only supposed to just like barely touch that and then go halfway down this wall. Where did we end up? We ended up going over this wall and still going halfway down. So it is a little longer than I think we originally were planning, but I'm going to say that I'm very happy with it. I brought in all the woods. Now, I did use a lot more dark oak than I thought I would, but I also can't be upset about it because I prefer dark oak and spruce over a lot of other wood types, so I seem to gravitate to them more. But I'm very happy with it. We'll just do a bunch of details, and I think now we'll just go ahead and put a quick farmland down. There it is. Awesome. Got this big piece over there, little piece over here, kind of like our little beginner farm, and then our big farm from when we get tons of chickens. But I do think we need to put some down some food, and also get a couple little details in here. So let me see. Oh, there it is. All the details are there. Wonderful. Okay. So this part, talking about my little beginner farm, I did all the vanilla crops. So I've got wheat, I've got potato, I've got carrot, and beet. I'm not really going to do melons or anything like that, at least not of right now, because those are annoying to plant in my opinion. And then over here we've got more of the modern crops, and then over here I made sure I did like these are non-food stuff, so I've got flax, cotton, and kanaf. Which kanaf is a lot taller than I thought it was gonna be, but that's fine. And then I just kind of put stuff down. Obviously, well, not maybe not obviously, but if you look on my map, I did stripes, which is cool. And then I have one stripe that in particular is larger than the others, and that is the aubergine or the eggplant, because I eat a lot of those because they give the good food. And then everything else, I just did stripes. I didn't do anything in particular when it comes to like what I put where. Ignore this. I had to trap a giant. He was destroying my cropland. Not on purpose. He's just too big for his own good. But anyway. Yeah, so got corn down, I've got cucumbers, oats, sorghum, which is taller than I thought. And then I've got grapes over here. I don't know how this is going to work in the end, but I have them. So yeah, now we got a little bit of a cute farm. We've got food. I can rearrange things a little bit if we end up getting more seeds, because I do think if we look into our handy dandy quest book, Farmer's Delight, there's a handful of seeds I don't think we've gotten, so I don't have sunflower seeds, I don't have rice, cumin. That looks to be it. But I'm sure there's other options. And also basic farming. I maybe should start that since I made a farm. So it says the following are your basic crops that will always be handy when you are hungry. The quest following the initial crops gave a basic recipe to help you keep fed, but look at for you from blah 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 whatever. So yeah, a lot of these I've gotten before. I just wants a stack, so we'll probably end up doing a lot of that on accident, but that's okay. Handy dandy okay. Like melon seeds, berries. I actually planted a bunch of berries. So over here I did a lot more of the plain berries, and then on that side I did the plain Minecraft berries, and then I did blueberries in between, because these are not vanilla, but also like, how many of these do I need? I assume a stack, yeah. But they're kind of like a weird in between, so that's what I'll do. I'm not gonna be able to get a stack right away. Ow. That's fine. I'm actually gonna eat them. Ow, ow, ow. I can't tell you how many times I keep doing that. That's why I try to keep them off on the edge. I know, I ruined my diet. It's fine. But yeah, so if we also come inside, we've got this all decorated. I did a little bit of a Skyrus crafting table just to kind of bring the blue inside a little bit. I've got this armor stand holding the hoe. Did some supports as tables, because I think they actually look pretty neat as tables because they're coming off of the wall. It almost gives the illusion you can like fold them down to make more room. You can't, but kind of. And did a lot of storage in here. Nothing actually stored in here quite yet, but this bottom room is more for decoration than it is for function, but that's fine. I'll probably end up holding more seeds down here than I will actually food. Though upstairs, I did a little bit of a maximized, maybe not maximized, but a lot more storage. And I made it to where vanilla foods will go up here, and I put seeds back there. So I did vanilla a little bit smaller compared to the normal, and then back here will all be like the modded foods, so I'll do fruits and veggies up here because there's a little bit more storage and more of the grains in the back. And then of course that will be adjusted depending on how much stuff I get. I do hope to be doing a lot more farming in the next couple days, just so I can have a little bit of a backlog. That's always the weird thing about making big farms like this, is you kind of plant them, you harvest them once, maybe twice, and then you're good on food for like ever. Though of course for us the aubergines are gonna be more so what we're constantly doing. We'll need a lot of those. We'll probably do a lot of carrots and potatoes because those are easy to mix with that. Corn's also good for that, I think. You can kind of do anything you want when it comes to those. So yeah. We have now completed a lot of farming. Definitely did not complete the why is it only 16 eggs now? I have so many eggs, except they're not on me, because of course they're not. Give me eggs! I feel like I have less chickens despite not moving or killing any. I think they all just went over here. They were getting tired of me. Look at my map. There's so many chickens over here. Can I have all your eggs? I just need 2 more, please. 2 more eggs. 1 more egg. And there we go. I think I have to force it. Are these not eggs? Oh, okay. I was about to say, I was like, are these not considered eggs? Got a little concerned there. Anyway. But yeah, so that is our farm all put together. I do think we did a good job. And in between episodes, I will definitely just kind of like go through here and grab everything that I need. Ooh, a scarecrow. Will prevent crops from being trampled in a 10 block... 10 block radius. Does that include up and down? Because I fully will just put these underground. That would be kind of cool, especially if giants keep doing that. How do you craft it? It's just leather, a carved pumpkin, any of the bales, and a stick. That's easy. We could definitely do that. Okay, and then we also need to get a bunch of fruit trees, and I think if we do that, there is enough room to just kind of spread them out here and there, maybe? Because in our original plan, there's supposed to be a big old tree right here, I think, ish. But maybe we could push that more up here. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just very happy. This filled out a lot of space like I wanted it to. Like, because honestly, we're going to need a lot of food anyway. But yeah, I'm just really happy with it. We got a little bit of a farmland. And as a little bit of a bonus, we are first. Gonna choke. Let's not do that, actually. I need food. So first we're gonna actually grab a lot of this. Do that, and then I need corn and or potatoes, or yams work too. We'll do, maybe yams can be the extra. Yeah, the outside, so I got enough of those. And then I need something I can cook, which usually I do potatoes or I do carrots. So let's go grab some potatoes. Potato. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. I'm counting like that's going to change anything of how many actually appear in my inventory. Okay. And then I did put this in here, but I did not grab any fuel. Oh, I do. I just happen to have coal on me. That's great. How does a smoker work? Is it just anything that you can cook? Is that what I'm getting? Can I just assume that? Because if that's the case... Oh. Oh, is it faster than normal? It looks faster. It feels faster. Anyway. So I need to cook these. Right? No, not those. These. These don't get cooked. That's right. That I'll need another one of these. Yeah, that's definitely... That's faster. I might just put more smokers in here rather than furnaces. But for now, I'll just throw all the coal in there, and then I can actually put things away. That might actually be a good idea. So here, I don't think it matters so much what I'm doing. I only need 32 of these. So this is considered a carb, a protein, and a veggie. This is a veggie. Okay, crafting table to make stuff aubergines. Okay, cool. You need as many veggies as you want and never die. So, okay, cool. Give that to me. Alright, that's probably gonna have to be enough for now, but what I am gonna go ahead and do is I wanted to... We passed by this place a long time ago when we were doing our initial house over here, and it's over here. And I think we were just a little scared of this hole at the time, but it's a spooter hole. I think we just dumped water in it. I have no memory of actually going into it because there's still a spider spawner. So let's just check it out real quick. Of course, I go right into a web. So can I just... Do I break it? Should I break it? That's the question, I think. Because it's like, it's free string, but now I have crops that make string, so I don't need it. I just want to break it. I want to see what's up in here. Just spiders? If it's just spiders, that's fine. I don't have an arachnophobia problem. It seems to be just spiders. Do I have shears? Shears? Yes. Well, I'll always take more wool. It does seem to go deeper down. I mean, obviously, I don't have any problems with that. Alright, let me grab my water bucket, because that makes things a little bit easier when it comes to getting rid of that. Cave spider. Oh, you're the cave spiders. I don't like you. You hurt in many ways. Is there just one? Yeah. Come on. I'm not worried. Maybe I should be worried. I hear more skittering. Oh, I'm gonna die. I am gonna fully die. No, don't freeze on me. I have to spam. I'm gonna die. Oh, man. That wasn't supposed to happen. This was supposed to be a fun little group get-together. Right-click on a grave soul for teleportation. Man. I'm dumb. That was supposed to be a fun little thing going on. Not this. You still down there? I hear a spider, but I don't think he's near my stuff. Man. That was stupid. Of me. And me only. Just quickly, like, resetting my inventory. Man. Okay. That doesn't have to be perfect. I do just... Are you still the same guy? No, you're a different guy. You're a different spider. You hurt like the other one did? I mean, you will if I just kind of let you hit me like that. Maybe I should have a shield. Where's my shield? That could be helpful. Okay. There's definitely more spawners. There has to be somewhere. So is this just like a just a spider cave, or is there something in here? That's my question. So if there's something in here, I want it. Otherwise, I just died. I came in here and willingly died to a spider for no reason. And that's not how this episode was supposed to end. Oh, come on. I know you get stuck in webs. I don't want to get stuck in webs. I hear them. Come on. Come on. I thought water was supposed to go away quickly. Is it something important, or is it just being that way? Alright, y'all. But y'all can't get to me from here. Which is fine by me. Hello? That sounded a lot closer. Where are my shears? So this just looks like it carries babies, which is what it would do if that... Okay. Can I vein mine that? No. I don't see anything interesting in here other than there's just so much string and wool. So this might have been just a wasted trip, it looks like. It does just keep going, but you know... I don't think there's anything interesting here. That's okay, at least we know now. And we know that spiders suck and they can kill me. And that means I really, honestly need to make a pit where I can just kill things for a while. I think that might be a good idea. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you have any tips or tricks or anything like that, please put it down in the comments below. I would always greatly appreciate it. I'm really happy that we got this farm together. I think next episode that opens us up to actually building a kitchen so that we can actually cook the food properly, I think, and not just in there. Because we have this whole keep, and I have no thing in my kitchen. No thing in my kitchen. But yeah. That's all I got, I think. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.